Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Test. Testing 1, 2.
Yeah.
Come on in, people on YouTube and Twitch. What's good? As soon as this YouTube done updating, we gonna get going. YouTube is taking all day. What's good? Welcome back to another episode of the Dope Sports Podcast, brought to you by dopecontent.com and Get the Tables on Twitch and Twitter. Make sure you follow them on Twitch and Twitter. I think I'm muted on Tony's end. Hold on. Can you hear me now, Tony? Oh, now he's muted.
Yes.
Okay, I'm doing the intro and I'm like, oh, I don't think he can hear me. So, welcome back once again. Dope Sports Podcast brought to you by Dope Content and Get the Tables on Twitch and Twitter. Make sure you follow them if you're not doing so already. If you're not on dopecontent.com, especially after the year we had in 2023, I don't know what to tell you. 2024 is about to be up. I posted a recap video, and while I was posting that recap video, I was like, wow, this really was, a good year, man. So shout out to all the supporters of Dope Content and all the supporters of Get the Tables and all the supporters of Dark and Push Play, the DJs and Speeds, like the whole crew and everybody, man. If I missed you, Jay Cross, Lions Den, get Dave, did I say Lions Den? Lions Dan, I'm sorry. Who else am I missing? The Cal King Show. Shout out to them. If you supporting any one of us, man, much love to y'all. As you see on the screen, upset of the year, ? Cardinals over the Eagles.
Oh.
NFL Week 17. Oh my God. NFL Week 17 recap. Now look. Y'all know I troll the Eagles, but I picked the Eagles to win out, and they not doing their job. So they gotta catch this noise. They gotta catch this noise. So let's go ahead and play this intro, and we gonna get right into it. We not here to waste time. Let's get right into it.
Let's do it.
Yep, we are here, and I see on the screen that Twitch has me under Madden category. Let me go ahead and change that. I mean, we are talking football, but it's not the video game. So let me change that.
Not the one where, yeah.
Yeah, let me change that to sports, man. Once again, welcome everybody here. Alice, what's good on Twitch? If you're on YouTube, please do me a favor and like the video on YouTube if you're watching on YouTube. It helps it go a long way. Much love to everybody on there. And I guess I got to pull up week. I got to pull up ESPN too. Look, I was so ready to get started and talk noise about the Eagles. I didn't even do my due diligence to get the show ready like I was supposed to do.
Man, all worry about them Eagles.
Hey,
man,
man,
your stuff taken care of over there.
They making it too easy for me. And then we gotta talk about the NCAA because the two teams that jumped Florida State and Georgia both took L's. Hey. But
that's okay. All right, let's save that.
Oh yeah, okay. Just saying, the two teams that jumped them both lost.
Yeah, I mean, can we talk about that Florida State game though?
I don't care none about it. Nobody played. I don't care none about it. We played a whole bunch of freshmen and sophomores. I don't care. We'll get into it though. Let's get into the NFL Week 17. As this was a pretty solid game. The Browns take out the Jets 37-20. Browns are now 11-5. The Jets are 6-10. But I enjoyed this game personally because I was in my fantasy championship, and Njoku went off for 134 yards. Yeah. Breece Hall went off for 84 yards, and then he had a couple of yards catching as well. So they gave me hella points on Thursdays. You got any thought on that game?
No, not really. I just thought that Cleveland went in there and did their job. Mm-hmm. They're continuing winning with Flacco. It doesn't matter who they have behind the center. Seems like they're winning games regardless of the situations that are taking place with all the injuries. I think they have the most injuries from any NFL team, like starter wise. Like a lot of their starters are out, and they're just being able to put people in to replace them, and they're doing their job and they're winning games still. And I think I saw this where this is the first team ever to have 3 different starting quarterbacks and still make the playoffs, which is pretty crazy.
Defense.
That defense is scary, man. They're going to get a home playoff game. No, they won't get a home playoff game. I don't believe they will. But they're going to be a scary team to whoever they face in the first round. It's going to be an interesting matchup, whoever they get in that first round match. I'm looking forward to it. Pulling for the Browns to do well. But that defense is legit, man. Legit defense over there.
Alice said people are saying the Cowboys. Anytime the Cowboys win, they say it's rigged.
That was down Cooper either. Cooper didn't play. So, yeah.
Oh, he sure didn't. You're right. He didn't. And then that was a scary injury to which receiver was that?
Oh, Elijah Moore.
That was
wild.
Yeah. Scary injury there. Hopefully he's all right. He did get up and walk off the field, but the hand motion and stuff. Yeah,
that's pretty wild, and it makes you really make you think over things. What these hits these guys take.
Right.
And it wasn't that bad of a hit.
I think it's the way he landed. I think he hit his head, the back of his head when he landed. Moving on. Speaking of the Cowboys, Alice in Wonderland's on Twitch. Cowboys take out the Detroit Lions 20-19. Hand clap for my boys there. Jared Goff 19-34, 271 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions because Dak is the only one that throws picks. Dak 26-38, 345, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Tony Pollard 49 yards on the ground. David Montgomery 65 yards on the ground. Jahmyr Gibbs, 43 yards on the ground. CeeDee Lamb, who I have in my fantasy team as well. 13 catches, 227 yards, 1 touchdown, which was a 92-yarder by Dak when Dak avoided a sack and a safety. Spinned up out of there, threw the ball deep. Defender fell. CeeDee was wide open. 92-yard touchdown. CeeDee Lamb gave me 50 points in fantasy alone. So I appreciate CeeDee doing his job. Let's get into this 2-point conversion. Kick the field goal. You had 3 tries. And everybody that's complaining, the ref clearly said, because at first, Saturday night, I initially thought that they got screwed as well. And I was like, dang, that's kind of messed up, right? But Sunday morning, I woke up and videos started coming out on Twitter saying, you know, and you can hear the ref clearly say 70 is eligible, not 68. So Jordan Lewis even said the reason 68 was open is because we guarded 70 because the ref said 70 was eligible. And then, so, okay, you can cry about it all you want, Lions fans, but at the end of the day, you had 2 extra tries. The first one ended up in an interception that you got an extra try because Michael Parsons jumped off sides. And then the third time, it was you didn't get there. So stop crying. You had 3 tries and you didn't get it. So shut up. That's all I got to say about it, but you go ahead.
I get your point. I mean, they did, you know, mess up on the call. I think what screwed up the referee, and I'm not trying to make an excuse
because
for
both of them went over there.
Both of them went over there.
Yeah.
And, you know, Dan Campbell said that he was trying to confuse the Cowboys on seeing who would be eligible. Yeah, he ended up confusing the ref. It's no excuse, though. The Lions did get kind of screwed a little bit because they should have won that game.
No, they
let's be real.
No, they shouldn't.
They should have won that game on that 2-point conversion.
No, they shouldn't.
But, like you said, they did have 2 extra tries. I don't know why Dan just did not. I mean, he's big balls Dan for a reason. You know, he's in it all, or he's not going to try at all. He should have just kicked the field goal, went into overtime. But the way that defense was playing in Detroit, I don't think he trusts his defense to stop the Cowboys to get the ball back, even though Detroit did a pretty good job getting the ball back to have a chance to win the game or tie it, if you want to go that route.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, referees shouldn't be making these mistakes, man. This deep in the season, with a lot on the line, playoff seeding on the line as well. That this happened in a playoff game, could you imagine? Like, this isn't a good look. It doesn't look right, especially when these referees, the same group of referees,
so they got downgraded.
Calls. They should have.
Yeah,
they should.
They're not gonna.
Absolutely.
They're not gonna do the playoffs. That crew
They
at
should.
least. Yeah.
Yeah, good, because you can't make those type of mistakes in the playoffs. Like, I get it. It's a mistake that could easily happen because 2 players go up there. He looked like the ref wasn't really paying attention. If you look at the video, he just kind of looks and glares and then goes off on his business to get to the play. So it didn't look like he was really paying attention to whoever was saying I'm eligible. It was just a bad look for the NFL, bad look for the refs when all their job is to look and hear and see what they're doing. And like, I forgot who talked about it. I think it was Rex Ryan on the Sunday NFL Countdown saying that they go over the plays with the refs before games, like these type of situations. Like, they go over the plays, who's going to go, who's going to be eligible, this, that, and the other. So it's just bad look for the refs to have that happen in that situation in an important game. That game was very important seeding wise. So yeah, I'm not going to say the Lions they did get semi-screwed, but they did have 2 other opportunities to score. So it is what it is. You got to move on. If you're Detroit, can't let this linger. You're going to the playoffs anyways. You're going to get a home playoff game, regardless of the seeding that you're going to be in. And you just got to move on. That's all you can really do.
Yeah.
Get your revenge again when you play them again, if you play them again.
Because it was missed calls both ways. It was a tripping call where Aiden tripped Hendershot, and they called Hendershot for tripping when Aiden was the one that stuck his foot out. I mean, the Cowboys got screwed like that on the same thing in Arizona, where they was like, oh, such and such is not eligible, when Dak clearly asked the ref and told the ref this guy's eligible. They did the same thing in Philly. When Tony Pollard scored on the goal line in the 4th quarter, Dak pointed at the ref, said this guy's eligible, and then they took the touchdown back. So I personally don't want to hear that. At least the Lions got 2 extra tries at it. Cowboys didn't get the 2 extra tries in those other 2 games. You lost. That's just what it is. You lost. It ain't like you had that 1 try and then that was it. You had 2 extra tries.
Right. Yeah.
So you lost. You know, take that L. That's all I gotta say.
At this point, you got to go and hand a piece of paper to the referee and tell you who's eligible and who's not. I mean,
the ref's been bad all year.
The mistakes these referees are making
all season
is awful. And the thing too is, which is kind of funny to me, is that these referees aren't there full time. You know,
Right.
they have second jobs. They do other things besides the NFL.
Right.
So it's just, why don't they hire them full time so these type of mistakes don't happen?
Cheap.
That,
Greedy and cheap. They make all this money. You can pay them full time, you know, to where that's all they have to do. So it's just greed. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody on Twitch. Shout out to everybody on YouTube. If you're on YouTube, please like the video for us. It's free. Like the video for us. It helps the video go a long way. And get active. We respond to the chat, man. So get active on YouTube. YouTubers don't get active. The Twitch folks get active. YouTube don't get active at all for whatever reason. I don't understand it. But please like the video on YouTube if you're watching. And shout out to all the ones that's coming in and out. I see you coming in and out. I know a lot of people went back to work today. So I know a lot of people hate that. So you know, I already know that feeling. So let's keep it going. I forgot to tell you, the Cowboys are 11-5, the Lions 11-5. Cowboys right now had a number 2 seed thanks to another L that happened, which we're going to get into. But and the Detroit Lions are number 3 right now. Moving on, the Buffalo Bills escape the New England Patriots 27-21. Buffalo is now 10-6. Patriots are 4-12. Zappy, man, this guy was horrible. 209 yards, 3 interceptions. No touchdowns. Josh Allen, 15-30. He wasn't great again. 169 yards, 1 interception because Dak is the only one that throws interceptions. Running game, Bills rushed for 127 yards as a team. The Patriots rushed for 103 yards as a team. Dalton Kincaid led the Bills with 87 yards on 4 catches. Bills escape, keeping their playoff push going. So any thoughts on that game?
No, I mean, it's a divisional game. The Patriots always seem to play the Bills tough, regardless how good they are.
Josh Allen ain't as great as y'all think he is.
Nah, you need to relax on Josh Allen.
He ain't
bro.
as great as y'all think he is. He been bad.
You need to chill out.
He's been bad
You
the
need to
last
chill
couple
out.
of weeks. I'm just saying. Even when they beat the Cowboys, he sucked then too.
Relax. It's going to be interesting to see what happens next weekend with the Buffalo Bills because they got to beat Miami pretty much to get in. It's pretty much win or go home for them. So it's going to be an interesting matchup next weekend. You know, they didn't look good against the Patriots. Again, like I said, the Patriots give them a hard time.
Yeah.
It's going to be another hard time next weekend as well. The thing I'm looking forward to is seeing what happens in the offseason with New England.
Yeah.
They got a lot of questions to be answered in the offseason, dealing with the coach,
Caleb Williams,
the draft pick they're going to have, and yeah, it's going to be interesting because I think they got number 2 or number 3 pretty much locked up. So they're going to have an opportunity to get one of these quarterbacks in the draft. I wonder what they do, what coach they go after if Bill is gone.
Yeah, Bill's going to be gone. Aaron said, Lions fans need to stop crying. We won a game. Facts, Aaron. Appreciate you joining, bro. Let's see. I have nothing else on the Bills, Patriots. I just, again, they escaped. Josh Allen and really, you know, everybody on ESPN make it seem like he's just this Superman guy, and I'm like, I'm not seeing it. I'm sorry. Like he's a very talented guy that can make plays, and he can, you know, he got a strong arm and he can run. Like the talent is there. It's just the decision making. That throws me off on Josh Allen. It's the decision making. And so when I see ESPN just like soup him up so much, and then they talk nonstop noise about Dak and Lamar, and then, you know, I don't rock with it like that. So what up, Jay Cross? Oh, he put his, is this your power rankings, Jay Cross? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Eagles at 6. I'm guessing that's what you mean on that. We'll get into it. Make sure you follow Jay Cross as well on YouTube and Twitch if you're not following him already. Moving on, Chicago Bears. Justin Fields and the Chicago Bears take out the Atlanta Falcons. Atlanta just, I don't understand this. Atlanta and Chicago have the same record. Atlanta and Chicago have the same record. And both 7-9. The Bears win 37-17 in snowy weather in Chicago. Justin Fields.
Those games are always cool to watch.
Yeah,
it's all snowy like that.
268 yards, 1 touchdown pass, and Khalil Herbert balled out again. 124 yards and 1 touchdown. DJ Moore balled out again. 159 yards, 1 touchdown, including that dot that he caught in the corner of the end zone from Justin Herbert.
That was a good throw. Hell of a throw.
I mean, I'm sorry, Justin
hell of a
Fields.
catch too, to keep his feet in bounds. That was, that as close as you can get to being out of bounds on that touchdown catch. That was awesome.
He said the Eagles are 32. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, Jeff's not happy with his Eagles right now.
He shouldn't be, honestly. And we'll get into them. But, yeah, like you were saying, Justin Fields, we've been saying this for, what, a month and a half on this show? Now you're starting to see people tweet about it. Should they keep Justin Fields? We've been talking. We told y'all should have did that.
It's funny. The narrative now changes to, like, he's playing well. Right. But it's too late. Time, it's too late now. You got to move on. It's like, I understand where they're coming from. Even the fans were chanting fail, like they want them to keep Fields. I'm sure it's definitely split with Bear fans on what they should do in the draft.
Right.
They have the number 1 pick. It's locked up. Now the big question is, now what did they do in the offseason? I mean, they've been playing well as of late, these last couple of games. And a lot of it has to do with Justin Fields playing good at quarterback. He's making good decisions. He's making something. He can make those throws, man. We've seen it time and time again that he has the opportunity to be good, to be an elite quarterback if he's given the chance.
Right.
I don't understand the panic mode that they're having right now and drafting Caleb Williams. I get it. He might be a one-in-a-lifetime type talent. You might be seeing an Andrew Luck or a Peyton Manning in this draft, but we don't know for sure. It's like we don't know. It's not a for sure given with Caleb, in my opinion. But Chicago's the one that has to make these answers at the end of the day. So if I'm Chicago, you either dangle that little number 1 pick out to other teams that are going to be desperate, and they may give you, a lot for that number 1 pick. Atlanta, maybe New England wants to move up,
right?
Depending on where their draft position is. There's going to be a lot of teams desperate to get a quarterback to change their franchise. Or do you keep it and you draft Marvin Harrison Jr.? So
imagine Marvin Harrison Jr. with DJ Moore.
Exactly.
And you still got Mooney. Man, please.
And the other weapons that you can bring into Chicago in free agency.
They have plenty of money.
Right. Exactly. So I think, in my opinion, it might be the wrong opinion with other analysts out there. I'd keep Justin Fields. I see what I can probably get for that number 1 pick. Or just go after Marvin Harrison with that number 1 pick.
Man, I'm telling you, they should keep him. They should.
I think they should
keep him. So, but we have talked about this. Me and you have been on the same page this for about a month and a half. It's the national media just now catching up. So, hey,
yeah, absolutely.
this is what it is.
It's the way it goes.
Yeah, and see the thing about it, I've seen a lot of. I'm not gonna go on a rant, but I've seen a lot of people get into it with content creators on Twitter the last 2-3 days. And talking about, well, yeah, y'all don't know this because Stephen A. And I'm seeing the fans tell the content creators, y'all don't know this. Stephen A. is doing this, and Skip said this, and all. And I'm just like, y'all really don't understand. They don't know the stuff. They don't know these things like y'all think they know these things, right? They are more of a entertainment, WWE scripted promo type of sporting show. That's why they only talk about the Cowboys, LeBron, the Lakers. That's why you see like multiple topics on the same thing in a show, because they don't really know the rest of the NFL and the rest of the NBA and etc. like that. That's why you stop taking their words as just the golden ticket and that's the final say. The thing that separate content creators like us and the ones that they were arguing with is we're not scripted. We don't have to follow a script. We say what we want, how we want, the way it is. We go down every single team and every single topic, and we talk about it from what we're seeing. We're not making up nothing that sounds good, or sounds entertaining. I can easily get on here and me and Tony can do scripted promos every week if y'all want us to, and we're just you pick this side, I'm gonna pick this side, and we're just gonna argue on purpose. Let's just even though we don't even believe what we saying, we could do that, but there's no need for us to do that. We're gonna tell you the truth. We're gonna keep it honest, and we're just gonna call it how we see it. That's just what it is.
Straight up.
Aaron said they should keep Fields and draft Marvin Harrison. Definitely. Crow, what's good, man? Appreciate you. Yeah, facts, Crow. I agree with you on that. So that's the good thing about all these content creators coming up in the sports world and low key taking over. They low key starting to become the new media. So just keep your eye on it. By the end of this year and going into 2025, I think it's gonna be all what we're doing, content creation, because we're gonna call it how it is. All that scripted stuff, people getting tired of it, man. So Skip Bayless, I can't stand him. But let's keep it going. The Colts take out the Raiders 23-20. Colts are 9-7. Raiders are 7-9, eliminated from the playoffs. Colts still have, hope right now. I believe. Are they in? I'm gonna have to double check. The Colts. Yeah, are they in?
Their situation. They have to win. Basically, the Texans game on Saturday night. Whoever wins that game is in the playoffs.
Oh, okay. Oh, nice. All right. O'Connell, 299 yards, 2 touchdowns. Jonathan Taylor, 96 yards, 1 touchdown. Devontae Adams, 126 yards, 2 touchdowns. Colts 9-7. Like you said, win and you in. Any thoughts on this game?
Nah. I did see that the Raiders got screwed apparently on a call where they were offsides on a field goal and they weren't offsides. Yeah. So at this point, referees, you might as well just review every fucking penalty at this point because, my God, it seems like they're wrong on the majority of them.
Right.
But yeah, the Colts, I got to give them props, man. I don't think anybody had them making the playoffs this year, especially with the type of season they had last year. And they get Richardson. He goes down the first couple of games, and you got to put in Minshew and the Jonathan Taylor drama and just everything going on in Indianapolis. New coach as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just kind of you got to give them Minshew props going in there and having a hell of a season for them. I'm kind of pulling for the Colts, man. I would love to see them in. I wouldn't mind seeing either team in, Texans or the Colts.
The Texans,
yeah. Because of Stroud, seeing how he would perform in the playoffs. But a hell of a job in Indianapolis this year, for sure.
Facts. The Rams moved to 9-7 as they barely escaped the Giants. The Giants been playing teams tough, man. Rams win 26-25. Tyrod Taylor, I don't know why people keep trying to push him to the side. Tyrod has been a solid quarterback in the league for years. 319 yards, 1 touchdown. He did have an interception. Williams on the ground, 20 carries for LA, 87 yards, 3 touchdowns. Nakua, 5 catches, 118 yards. LA keep their playoff hopes alive at 9-7. Aaron said Skip is just as bad as Joy Taylor. You know what? Joy Taylor was perfectly fine, and then she got on that show Speak and went downhill. But it seems like she's starting to wake up again, so maybe there is hope for Joy Taylor again. We'll see.
I agree with Joy Taylor. She's beautiful, don't get me wrong, but
yeah,
some of her sports takes are
horrible. Ever since she joined that show, I was like, oh, I don't like her like that no more.
But yeah, the Rams clinched. They are in the playoffs.
So what's the Seahawks? What is the Seahawks record there?
The Seahawks have to win, and they're in. The Packers, I think, need some help to make it, and same with the Saints. So basically, if the Bucks win, say like hypothetically the Bucks go in and beat Carolina, we're in for sure. Okay. That's the only way we can make the playoffs is if we win the division. Now, the Saints can go into the playoffs as well, but they need Seattle to lose.
Okay.
And I think Green Bay needs Seattle to lose as well. I don't know. The playoff scenarios are pretty fucking crazy.
It's crazy this year. Can't keep up.
So there's 3 or 4 teams that actually have a shot to make the playoffs.
Okay, we'll get into it.
But they need a lot of help.
Okay, yeah, we'll get into it then. Moving on. Arizona Cardinals take out the Philadelphia Eagles. 35-31. This is hilarious, man. Eagles are 11-5, just going. The city is about to catch fire. Cardinals are 4-12. Kyler Murray, 232 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, 25 of 31. Jalen Hurts, 18 of 23, 167. Another game under 200 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. James Conner. I know my homie mad at me because I told him to bench James Conner for somebody else. I can't even remember who it was. But 26 carries, 128 yards, 1 touchdown. Swift had 13 carries, under 20 carries yet again, 61 yards. A.J. Brown, 5 targets, 4 catches, 53 yards. It's just the defense of Philly. I got to admit, I overhyped them. I tried to believe in them a little more than what the Philly fans were telling me, because Jay Cross was in here, Crow and all them was like, nah, man, they're done. And I was like, come on, man. All that talent in Philly, they're going to at least win out. They'll beat the Giants and the Cardinals, you know. And they almost lost to the Giants, and then they did lose to the Cardinals. I was not expecting this. Bruh. Is this an upset of the year?
At home, too. I wouldn't go upset of the year. I mean, maybe in the technicality that where it's at in the season and how important of a game it was for Philly.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's upset of the year. It definitely is up there for sure. It might be. Who knows? But
what would be the upset of the year if that's not it?
You know what? I don't know. I mean, this same Cardinals team beat the Cowboys.
Week 4.
I mean, this same.
Without 2 starting
I
linemen, and right when they found out Diggs was out.
That's true. And I mean, I'm sure there's been other games where other teams. You mean Carolina beat the Houston Texans? You know,
the Jets beat the Eagles.
Jets beat the Eagles. Did the Jets beat the Bills? I mean, again, those are earlier in the year, but I mean, still, I'm sure this might be like where it's at in the season, and the importance of the games might be upset of the year for sure. Especially it's in Philly. They won at home. They beat them at home. Sorry, I don't think the Eagles' offense is the issue. I think it's the defense. That defense is god awful, man. It's just not clicking for whatever reason. I'm not sure what's going on in the locker room. I'm not sure what's going on the field, but that defense is just looking lost out there. And I give Jeff credit because he pointed this out, and I agree with him 100%. I think it was the last possession, the offensive possession of the game for the Eagles. And they ran 2 quarterback run plays instead of trying to get the first down. They played very conservative instead of trying to, end the game and not give Arizona a chance to score and come back and win the game. It felt like Philly said, "Oh, it's just Arizona. We'll be able to stop them. It's no big deal." And it was quite the opposite. I still feel like if the Bucs make the playoffs and have to face this Eagles team, I still think the Eagles beat the Bucs. It's going to be hard to go It's going to be hard to go punch to punch with this Philly team on just to keep up scoring. I just don't see it happening.
If Tampa is healthy and Mike Evans and Godwin is playing and White is playing and Baker is playing, y'all can easily score on Philly.
Yeah,
and y'all defense is better than Philly's right now.
Well, I give you that. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a positive to see them struggle against teams like this, because if you are I think if I'm a Bucs player or coaching or whatever, as a fan, I'll just say that I'd rather face the Eagles than the Cowboys right now. Let's be straight up and be real here, especially since the Eagles are struggling right now. But again, who knows what happens in the playoffs? The Eagles may flip a switch and they all of a sudden are playing excellent ball, and
I don't think they got that switch anymore.
Who knows? But yeah, not a good win, not a good loss for the Eagles, especially after the Cowboys won. You want to kind of keep in on that same level in that race with the Cowboys, because if the Cowboys win next week,
that's it.
Home field, division's theirs. Yeah. And Philly had it in their hands. They were grasping onto it, and it just couldn't finish the job there. I know a lot of people are going after Sirianni and saying he should be fired, which I think is kind of foolishness a little bit. Yeah, this man just brought you guys to the Super Bowl last year,
and they still 11-5.
And then people forget they lost coordinators. Like, I think we forget how important coordinators are, and the Eagles are showing you how important they are because they look like a totally different football team out there. Look what they're doing. Those coordinators are doing on their other teams. The Colts are going to make the playoffs possibly, and the Cardinals, they're what, a 3 or 4 win team, but they're going out there and playing hard. It's not like they're getting, looking like
the head coach.
Yeah. It's not like they're looking like Carolina out there.
Yeah.
They're going out there and playing tough for their team, for their coach. So I feel like the coordinators was a big loss for the Eagles. I think people are underestimating the importance of that. But yeah, the Eagles, tough loss, man. I can understand their frustrations for sure.
Yeah, and y'all know I hate Sirianni, but saying fire Sirianni after going to Super Bowl his first year, and you're still 11-5 this year and guaranteed a playoff spot, chill out with that.
Yeah, y'all need to relax. I mean, next year, if you still have the same issues, same drama, whatever else is going on there, then maybe you consider letting him go.
Yeah.
What are you going to replace him with? Like, there's not like a top tier coach right now that you can bring into Philly. Unless you're getting Bill Belichick.
Ooh.
Then yeah, let's go. Right, bring in Bill. Let's do that. But it's a pipe dream at this point.
What if Sirianni finds a way to get Belichick as his defensive coordinator?
Like, let's have Bill be like, don't worry about so much, Bill. All you gotta do is worry about the defense.
Because the Patriots defense is still fired, top notch.
It is.
What I'm low key hoping in Dallas is if Dan Quinn does get a job, Jerry Jones just throw the bag at Bill Belichick and say,
Dan's gone.
And just say, you know what, we're gonna keep Mike because Mike is depending on how Mike finished the playoffs, but we want you to be the defensive coordinator. I would love that so much. Like, man, please.
But I think that would cause a lot of drama in Dallas because then you're gonna have,
as soon as Mike mess up, the
media like, oh, we need to let go Mike and bring up Bill. It's gonna happen. The media is gonna eat that up.
F the media, F them. Now, I told you, people are starting to come towards the YouTube and the Twitch side now because the media is just BS, man. They wanted Tyron Smith cut and traded all year before, and then they realized Tyron Smith is still top 2 as a left tackle, and now they all, I'm sorry. Then you got some of them like, see, I knew Tyron. No, you didn't. I got you on recorded video saying Tyron Smith trash. They cut their losses with Tyron Smith. Like, I got clips. I keep receipts. So yeah, man, people getting tired of the media, man. So let's keep it moving. Get to your Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who low-key kind of had me upset. They lose 23-13. They lose 23-13 to the Saints. Both teams are 8-8 now. Baker Mayfield, 309 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Johnson for New Orleans, 8 catches, 90 yards and 1 touchdown. Saints get the win on the road. I predicted the Bucs to win.
Same, man. I'm not gonna vote for them ever again.
Yeah.
That's what happens. This Bucs laid an egg, man. They didn't look good at all. They started picking it up in the second half. They were just stubborn, man. Very stubborn. They just kept trying to run the ball, even though the New Orleans Saints were just locking it up.
Good run defense.
Offensive line was playing like trash pretty much the majority of the game. They just couldn't get anything going on offense. The Saints, again, I hate them with a passion. I hate that team. But they played a good game. They had a good game plan going out there with getting the tight ends involved, and the defense was on another level. They had a lot to play for. It was win or go home for them. They needed a win to keep the playoff hopes alive. If they lost, their playoff hopes are dead. So they had a lot more to play for. I'm disappointed in the Bucs because they could have wrapped up the division. They could have sat their starters next week against Carolina. But again, they just didn't show up. They didn't play well. Some crucial moments in that game where Tampa Bay could have made something happen. They hit a bomb to Trey Palmer on a 64-yard pass. The man trips, falls down, fumbles the ball. Saints get the ball. It was just a lot of misfortunes happening with the Bucs. They were just not meant to win that game on Sunday. A lot of it was their own self, just not playing well and not doing well and being stubborn on offense when they should have gotten away from the running game. They kept trying, and it just hurt them. You know, you can't keep putting your offense in predicaments of 3rd and long because you try to run it the first and 2 downs. Like, it just didn't make sense that the Bucs right there. Luckily, positive, they play Carolina. They go to Carolina, where the fans really won't show up more than likely unless tickets are free. So they have an opportunity to control their own destiny. They got to win in Carolina, which I think they will. And if they don't, you fire everyone. I don't care who it is. You fire Bowles. You fire maybe the offensive coordinator. You fire everybody if they lose to Carolina, because they should win. They should easily win the division and go on to the playoffs. But, yeah, disappointing loss on Sunday against those POSs.
Moving on, the 49ers take out the Commanders 27-10. 49ers are now 12-4. Washington is 4-12. They take on the Cowboys next week. Brock Purdy, 230 yards, 2 touchdowns. Elijah Mitchell on the ground, 17 carries, 80 yards, 1 touchdown. Brandon Ayuk, just keeping it going. 7 catches, 114 yards, 1 touchdown. The Commanders tried to make it close for a little bit in the first half.
Yeah.
Second quarter, they scored 10 straight points. But other than that, it was just typical 49ers bully ball. So that's all I got on it. You got anything on that game?
No, I mean, Brock Purdy made some pretty good throws in that game, but I'm still not a believer in him yet.
Yeah.
But he made some good throws in that game. I won't lie on that. He made some nice little reads and passes in that. But again, I want to see what the Niners do when they have some adversity against them, when they're down 10 points or something around those lines. They've been pretty much cruising through the NFL season so far.
You saw it last week. It was 4 interceptions.
Yeah, they struggled against Baltimore badly. Luckily, it was a nice bounce back win. If you want to say anything positive right there, they had a nice bounce back win against a struggling, bad Commanders team. And then they got another pretty much sit your starters game next week. So I know McCaffrey's not playing, so they're locked in, man. And they have.
And then they get a bye week. Ooh,
they got 3 weeks to rest their starters until they have to play again. So again, 49ers, they're gonna be tough, man.
Hopefully that rust in those weeks can stop the momentum a little bit. The Mac Champion, appreciate you joining, man.
What's up, man?
If you're not following the Mac, go ahead and follow the Mac as well on Twitch. Man, they get the rest. They lucky. They so lucky, but it is what it is. Jaguars take out the Panthers 26-0. Panthers are 2-14. Jags are 9-7. ETN 102 yards. That's who I told my homie to play over James Conner. So he still got some points.
Still play good. Yeah.
102 yards, 2 touchdowns. CJ Beathard 178 yards passing. Ingram 6 catches for 60 yards. Jags are 9-7. We'll look up the whole playoff tree once we're done recapping the week.
Yeah, I got them up already.
Okay, so
I mean, this is a good win for Jacksonville. Keep their hopes alive. That's it.
Oh, okay. So it's still hopes alive for them.
Well, they let's see here. Jacksonville. Let me get to them. Jaguars owned the head-to-head tiebreaker of the Colts and Texas in the AFC South. So all they got to do is pretty much win.
So
they win and they're in.
Oh, ooh.
Okay. I'm trying to see if any other scenarios are here on this page, but okay, here we go. Jacksonville clinches with a win or tie in the Indy and Houston game. Tie and the Pittsburgh. Oh wait, tie and Pittsburgh loss, or tie or Pittsburgh loss and Denver loss, or tie in the Houston Indy doesn't end in a tie. So basically, they got to win. They need to win.
Okay. Man, that's a lot going on.
Yeah, it's a lot, man. Yeah.
Man, don't start that Mucinex and all that stuff. Keep it moving. The Ravens flock destroy the Dolphins 56-19. Ravens are 13-3. Dolphins are 11-5. Lamar Jackson 321. You know what? Let's get deeper dive into Lamar, because Lamar balled out, and it's funny because this is the week where somebody went viral. I can't remember what show it was, where somebody was like, Lamar Jackson is not quarterbacky enough for me. I was like, what? What you mean he's not quarterbacky enough? So the black people was like, Oh, because he's black? Because what is it that you like? I don't know. But anyway, Lamar Jackson, 18 of 21. Should have been 19 of 21, but they called that first deep pass to who was it? Who dropped it? He didn't drop it. Rashad Bateman. They called that first deep pass a drop. That was kind of like that Dez called it in Green Bay type play. So 18 of 21, 321 yards, 5 touchdowns, no interception. Tyler Huntley came in. He had a touchdown on his only pass. On the play, I was mad because I'm not a Dolphins fan like that, but I was still mad that they had their starters in the game. It's 49-19 with 3 minutes left. Why is Lamar's not in the game? None of the starters from Baltimore is in the game. Why are your defensive starters in the game? Bradley Chubb gets injured on this play and tore his ACL. Bruh. Now he's out for the season. You're about to start the playoffs now without Phillips on one side and now without Bradley Chubb. Your 2 best pass rushers are now out for the season because you didn't want to pull Bradley Chubb and Jalen Ramsey and Howard, who got injured in this game as well, with 3 minutes left in a 49-19 game. Bruh. It's stupid to me. Tua, 22 of 38, 237 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks, because I thought Dak was the only one that threw picks. A-Chain, because A-Chain got the start because Mostert is out. 14 carries, 107 yards. Tyreek Hill held in check for the most part. 6 catches, 76 yards, no touchdown. Zay Flowers, 3 catches, 103, 1 touchdown. I mean, Lamar was just in his bag. Just in his bag.
Yeah.
If it got to be between him and Dak for MVP. I think Tyreek Hill lost his case in these last 2 games. Christian McCaffrey didn't play, so I think that kind of slows him up too. Josh Allen ain't really did nothing. Jalen Hurts has been struggling. Brock Purdy is, whatever you want to call Brock Purdy, but I think the MVP race is now Lamar and Dak. And if you want to break that down, it should be Lamar. As much as I love Dak, y'all know I love Dak, but going by the numbers, it should be Lamar. Like it should be Lamar because Lamar has. The Ravens are dominating all of these top teams. They dominated the Lions. They dominated the Seahawks. They're not just beating them; they're dominating them. They dominated the 49ers, who look to be unbeatable, right? Then they dominate the Dolphins. So just looking at the resume, you have to go to Lamar. But if you want to go by the numbers of these two, let me pull it up because I just had it. If you go by the numbers, Dak is leading in touchdowns. He has more touchdowns than Lamar. Passing touchdowns. He has more yards passing than Lamar. He has Lamar has 1 less interception, actually 2 less now because Dak threw one Saturday I should say. He has a higher quarterback rating than Lamar. It's just, if you go by numbers, Dak should get it. But if you go by just real feel and overall, I'll say Lamar all day. MVP.
Yeah, I think at this point you got to go Lamar, man.
Has to be.
He's been playing unbelievable as of late, and he's the pretty much main reason why the Ravens are in the predicament that they are. I don't want to shadow up on Dak's season because he's had a pretty good one as well, but it's hard not to give it to Lamar. It really is.
Just based off the team resume.
Yeah, I think at this point you would have to go with Lamar. Back-to-back games against the top teams in the NFL and blowing them out,
blowouts, and
having the type of game that he had against both teams. It's tough, man, to not give it to him. Because they're gonna, what they're gonna do? They're gonna compare the game he had against them to the game Dak had against them, and they're gonna see the comparison and how much better Lamar did against them than Dak. Now different circumstances, different players on the teams, regardless. But right now it's hard to vote against Lamar, man.
Yeah, Lamar should win it. Like that's how it should be. Unless something just crazy happened in this last week, Lamar should win it, and I won't have any problems with that at all. So moving on, the Texans go to 9-7. They take out the Tennessee Titans again. This time 26-3 with C.J. Stroud back on the field, back at home. 213 yards, 1 touchdown for C.J. Singletary, 80 yards on the ground. Nico Collins, 80 yards on the ground. Titans 5-11. Let's see what happens with, Hopkins and Tannehill and Derrick Henry. They might just be in for a whole, new regime
Rebuild.
altogether. Yeah.
Looks like they may be going for the rebuild. I'm a little bit shocked at the Titans season this year. I know they had the whole quarterback controversy when they drafted Levis, but they had a pretty solid team, and they did well last year as well. So you're kind of shocked to see that they were kind of the bottom feeders, the division this year, and they had a lot of bad losses. They had one good win, which was against Miami, where they made that unbelievable comeback. But tough season for Titans. I think they're gonna have to make some moves here if it's the coach, or they're gonna lose Derrick Henry more than likely. So yeah, it's gonna be a lot of interesting moves that'll be made in Tennessee in the offseason.
Yep, but shout out to the Texans, man. They
keeping their playoff hopes alive as well. Well, they have a chance. Yeah, they control their own destiny.
And possibly
going into Saturday.
coach of the year. Out there. So speaking of coach of the year, Steelers 9-7 as well, which means Mike Tomlin would now go 15 years without a losing record. Let's go shout out to Mike Tomlin, man. Steelers take out the Seahawks 30-23 in Seattle. Steelers are 9-7. Seahawks are 8-8. Geno Smith 290 yards, 1 touchdown. Nico Harris 27 carries, 122 on the ground, 2 touchdowns. George Pickens again, just coming out of nowhere all of a sudden these last 2 weeks. 7 catches, 131 yards. Steelers keep their playoff hopes alive. Any thoughts on that game?
No, but congratulations to Tomlin. Once again, keep having that 500 or above season.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been playing he's been coaching unbelievably despite what's in front of him, who's the quarterback, who's injured or anything. He's been doing an unbelievable coaching job, and thinking that some Pittsburgh fans wanted him to be fired.
They did.
Pretty crazy. But yeah, props to the Steelers. They still have a chance to make the playoffs as well. They need a lot of help, but they have a shot.
Yeah. Broncos moved to 8-8. They take out the Chargers 16-9. Chargers are 5-11. Jarrett Stidham 224 yards, 1 touchdown. They got a lot of drama over there with the whole benching of Russell Wilson just to save money, which I think is absolute trash. And I don't like Sean Payton. And we got on Sean Payton, and he started doing good, and then we gave him his flowers, and here he go with this BS again. So
yeah, for real.
I'm not a Sean Payton fan.
Yeah, bad mouthing Russell on the sideline like that. To having him sit because of the money situation, to now he's gonna probably be gone at the end of the year. What a crazy situation Denver had, where they were like, oh man, they're gonna be the winners of the division, they're gonna make the playoffs.
Right.
To just more drama than they had last year. So it's crazy to see that Russell Wilson's the fall guy. No,
he's been playing
Sean.
good this year.
It's all Russell Wilson's fault that Denver's going down the gutter. So I wish nothing but the best to Russell. I hope he moves on. He gets picked up by a team, and he does very well for whoever he goes to. But pretty shitty situation in Denver and how they're treating him as well. He's been the scapegoat. He's been the guy everyone's been blaming for all the lack of success that they've had in Denver, and I think it's BS. And I hope he moves on and goes to a team that actually deserves him.
Yeah.
I'm not even much of a Russell Wilson guy. I just feel like he's getting
it's some BS
a
going
bad
on.
rap.
Yeah,
it's bad over there, man.
Last year I completely got it, but this year he's had a good season. And anyway, I'm not a Sean Payton fan. I'm gonna just leave it at that. I've been telling folks about Sean Payton even when he was in New Orleans. So just not a fan of his. I don't like the way he acts and the arrogance that he has. Like, he's just really, like, he talks like he's Belichick and he won 5-6 Super Bowls and all. Like, nah, bro, you not like that. So keeping it moving though, The Chiefs moved to 10-6. They bounced back and beat the Bengals 25-17 at home. Bengals are 8-8. Pat Mahomes 245, 1 touchdown. Pacheco returned with 130 yards on the ground. Thank you, Pacheco and Pat Mahomes, for my fantasy team. I am the fantasy champion, by the way.
Yeah.
Rashee Rice, 5 catches, 127 yards. And Valdez Scantling got booed out the stadium again after dropping a wide open pass that could have been a touchdown. Just at least Rice is starting to step up for them. But other than that, good win for the Chiefs. You got anything on that?
No, not really. I mean, a much needed win for the Chiefs because they had the opportunity of blowing it, man. They had a shot to not make the playoffs. So
right.
Props to them. I think Kansas City is still in trouble. I think regardless, I think they're out in the first round. Whoever they play, it might they may get Buffalo in the first round, and I think that would be a horrible matchup for them. I think whoever Kansas City gets, they're gonna lose. I think they're out in the first round.
Okay.
They're just not a good team offensively, man. They gotta really hope that things are clicking for them
on defense.
On defense and getting the team off the field and giving offense opportunities to score, because we saw it again this week. Drop passes, man. And I mean, like, it's not even where they're covered. They're dropping them wide open. Props to Rashee Rice. He's been playing lights out as of late. But these other guys have been dropping balls left and right. It's pathetic. We could go out there and catch the passes that they're getting caught throwing at. So it's like, it's ridiculous that a guy like Marquez Valdez-Scantling can't catch these balls where, he's not a rookie. He's a veteran. He's been in the league for like 6 years. It's crazy to think that he was on Green Bay doing the same thing. The opposite in Green Bay, where he's catching everything, goes to Kansas City, can't catch the ball.
He was dropping them in Green Bay too. That's why Aaron Rodgers was
Right.
pissed. Yeah.
All right, so my apologies. So, I just don't understand what's going on in Kansas City. I think there's a lot more going on than we think, and I definitely do think that they're out in the first round.
Yeah,
for sure.
Speaking of Green Bay moved to 8-8 as they take out the Vikings and eliminate the Vikings, I believe, from playoffs.
They are out. Yes,
33-10. Packers, man. This is Jordan Love, 256 yards, 3 touchdowns. Aaron Jones, 120 yards on the ground. Melton, 105 yards, 1 touchdown. Green Bay dominated. And I think I just got a new follower on Twitch. Appreciate you. Let me see who that is. I hear the music playing. Appreciate the follow, man. Thank you for joining Dope Content. We are live with Tony from Get the Tables on Twitch. Make sure you follow them as well, especially if you are into wrestling and things like that. Thank you for joining. Thank you to everybody that's watching. Hand claps for y'all on YouTube and Twitch. Thank you to those who's liked the video on YouTube that's coming in and out. Appreciate you. And that was the last game of week 17. So now we got to get into these power rankings. So let's go ahead and play the intro. We're going to get right into it. Wow, there it is. And you see the power rankings from last week. Tony had the Eagles 5th, the Lions 4th, Dolphins 3, 49ers 2, Ravens 1. I had the Lions 5th, Dolphins 4, Browns 3, 49ers 2, Ravens 1. And yeah, I didn't have my Cowboys in there, and the Cowboys just beat the Lions. So this is about to change today.
Oh yeah,
this is definitely about to change today. Let me get them up on the screen. Hold on, it's not letting me pull up my text on here. OBS be giving me problems sometimes, man.
Yeah, they can be real jerks.
Yeah, it can. There we go. All right, I think the top 2 are definitely going to stay the same for both of us. But
absolutely.
Did you go first last week?
I did go first last week.
All right, cool. I deleted my name on accident. I'm tripping. 5 for me. Man. Eagles lost, man. So that's who do I have at 5? I know my top 3 easy. It's the 4 and 5 spot.
Same.
Top five. I'm trying to think about like injuries too. I'm gonna keep the Chiefs over the Bills.
Oof.
I'm gonna keep the Chiefs over the Bills. 4, I got the Cowboys back in it. Shout out to the
4
Cowboys getting there. 3, I got the Browns still at 3. That defense and the way Joe Flacco is playing right now, shoot, that whole team is solid right now.
Yeah.
Got to keep the Browns because of their defense. I trust their defense more than the Cowboys' defense. Number 2, 49ers. And then number 1, Ravens flock.
Yeah.
And that's my top 5. Uh-oh, I spelled Ravens wrong. Pay attention.
Show them respect there, brother.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see here. I'm going to put the Lions at number 5. I think they should have won that game against the Cowboys, and I still think they are a very scary team.
They are
in the playoffs. And I think a lot of people are going to sleep on the Lions, but I got the Lions at number 5. Number 4, I'm finally putting them in my top 5. They deserve their flowers. The Cleveland Browns.
Took you
at
long
number
enough.
4. Yeah, I have not had them in my top 5 at all year. I'm going to put them there now. They've been playing lights out with Flacco. That defense is legit. I think they're a very scary team on defense. They're going to give whoever they have in the first round some issues. And, props to them for being able to continue their success with Flacco. Number 2, the Niners. Number 1, the Ravens. I think that's
who's number 3?
Easy. Oh, sorry. Excuse me. Number 3, Cowboys. Got the Cowboys at number 3. I think that's the highest I think I've ever had them. Got to put the Cowboys there. Good win against the Lions in a very crucial game. They have a chance to win the division on Sunday as well. So I'm going to put the Cowboys at number 3. Number 2, the Niners. They're still the best team in the NFC, but they're not the best team in the NFL. Again, they got to have everyone come to San Francisco for them to get eliminated. They're going to have 3 weeks of rest, depending on who they sit next week. So, they're good. They're the best team in the NFC by far. And then the best team in the NFL is the Baltimore Ravens. I don't see any flaws right now with that team. They got everything going right now, offensively and defensively, that they continue to be healthy through these whole playoffs. We're going to see the Ravens in the Super Bowl.
Wow, shout out to it. Those are the power rankings for week 17. Let's go ahead and make these predictions for week 18, and then we're going to get into the NCAA.
All right.
Why does this keep popping up on tab? I don't like that. All right, there we go. We got it fixed. Let's get into week 18, starting off Saturday. No Thursday night games this week. So starting off Saturday, the Ravens at home taking on the Steelers. I don't know if the Ravens are going to sit. I'm almost sure that they're going to sit their players this week. There's no need to really play them. The number 1 is locked. But the Ravens take on the Steelers. Pittsburgh is favored by 3.5 in Baltimore. Who you got?
I'm going to go Pittsburgh. I think Pittsburgh pulls off the win only because I think Ravens are going to be sitting pretty much everybody. It's a must-win game for Pittsburgh. They need to win this game to keep their playoff hopes alive.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with the Steelers.
I'm going to take Pittsburgh as well, just because I think the Ravens are going to sit everybody as well. Texans 9-7 versus the Colts 9-7 in Indianapolis. Colts favored by 1.
I'm going to go the Colts, man. I think the Colts pull off the win here. I wouldn't mind either one of these teams to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Very successful season for both these teams to be this far and have a shot to make the playoffs. So I'm going to go Indianapolis only because it's at home, and I think that they're going to pull off the win here.
I'm going to take the Texans on that one. Browns at the Bengals. I don't know if Cleveland are playing their players either. Cincinnati is favored by 6.
I don't know, man. This was a tough one because Cleveland again has already clinched a spot. They have nothing really to play for here. Cincinnati have been eliminated as well. I'm just gonna go Cincinnati because I think the Browns again will sit people.
I still think the Browns, because the Browns been playing with backups anyway. I still think their defense is too tough for Cincinnati, so I'm gonna take the Browns. Minnesota at Detroit. Detroit is favored by 3.
Let's see here. The Lions are already in. They don't really have anything else
I think.
Yeah, they already out. Yeah, the Vikings are out.
But they could play spoilers and seeding, I think. No, they can't. No, the Lions locked in the 3rd seed.
I'm looking right now. Let's see here. Yeah, they're pretty much locked at that seed. Yeah, so it's either they're not gonna move down, because they're gonna end the year with a better record than the Bucks. So they're gonna stay at where they're at. And they're not going to end up with a better record than Dallas or Philly. Regardless, if it's all about Dallas.
Yeah.
If Dallas loses, I think they have an opportunity to hop them. I'm not honestly sure. But I think, regardless, I think Detroit wins. I don't know who the hell the quarterback is in the Minnesota Vikings.
I got Detroit as well. Because if Dallas and
Philly and Dallas lose,
yeah.
Detroit moves to number 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jags taking on the Titans. I got the Jaguars.
Jags. This is a must-win for them. I think they win.
And
Lawrence will play this game too. I think so.
They're favored by 5 in Tennessee. Patriots at the Jets.
Who cares?
I'm sorry, the Jets at the Patriots.
Nah, who cares? I'll just go Jets.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Jets as well. I can't even watch that for fantasy because the fantasy is done too, so it don't even matter.
Yep.
It's a big game here. The Falcons at the Saints. Saints favored by 3.
Either one. I hope it ends in a tie. Honestly, but I'm gonna go Atlanta. I think Atlanta beats New Orleans.
I think New Orleans killed the Falcons this week. Like, I don't even think it's gonna be close. Tampa Bay at Carolina. Tampa Bay is favored by 5 points. 5.5.
I want to go Carolina because I feel like it's a jinx when I go against when I pick my team. But at this point, how do you lose to Carolina, Tampa? If you lose to this team, you don't understand how upset I will be. So Tampa Bay goes into Carolina, wins, and hopefully they blow them out to where they can sit Baker and Mike and Chris and all them in the second half. So I think the goal for Tampa is to kill this team in the first half, absolutely destroy them at all costs. That way they can sit everyone in the second half.
Yeah. D-Well, what's good, bro? Appreciate you joining. Chicago at Green Bay. Green Bay is favored by 3.
Green Bay wins, they're in. So I think Chicago plays spoiler and they beat Green Bay.
Yep. That's the feeling I got. So I'm taking Chicago as well. Raiders taking on the Broncos in Vegas. Raiders are favored by 2.5.
I hope the Raiders win.
Yeah, because they already benched Russell. So yeah, I'm going for the Raiders as well. Do I think they'll win?
I think they'll win. Ends it on a good note and they keep them. That's what I'm hoping for.
At home, I think the Raiders could beat the Broncos. So this was an easy one for me, but now I don't know. Eagles taking on the Giants in New York. Eagles favored by 5.
Same, man. I feel like the way New York played against the Rams, they could easily play like that against Philly. I think Philly wins, though.
I'm taking the Giants. Sirianni's already talking about the possibility of sitting players because he don't think that Dallas is going to lose to Washington. So, and then they just got some things to work out. And the Giants, Saquon has been talking noise. He's like, man, we're tired of losing to the Eagles. We don't like how that game went last year in the playoffs. We should have won a game 2 weeks ago. The Giants are going to come in with something to prove, so I'm taking the Giants. And if Taylor plays, I think he could put up points on the Eagles. So,
yeah.
I'm taking the Giants in the upset, which is crazy because I've been saying for a month straight that the Eagles should wash them, but now it been changed. So, Giants in the upset. Seahawks at the Cardinals.
Seahawks.
Seattle's favored by 3. Seattle needs this win. I'm gonna take Seattle as well. Chiefs at the Chargers. LA is favored by 3.
Wow. They might be putting into point that Chiefs hit people. I'll go Chiefs.
I'll take Chiefs as well. And get what's his name fired, Stanley, whatever his name is. Get him out of there, man. The Rams at the 49ers. Gotta go with the Rams on this one.
I mean, I think Rams too. I think the Niners are going to sit a lot. I know McCaffrey's not playing. They got really nothing to play for.
And the Rams need it.
I'm going to go Rams.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Rams. 49ers are favored by 3. Cowboys at the Commanders. Dallas is favored by 13. 13. So I guess we know they're playing.
Dallas. So I mean, I mean, seeding wise, I guess it depends on what seed they want. If they care about seeding, they'll play their players.
They need home
field
advantage.
I'm gonna go Dak.
I'm gonna take the Cowboys as well. Hopefully they can do what they did Thanksgiving, blow them out.
I'm gonna go Cowboys.
You had it right. Because if they lose, it's just Dak that lost. There ain't nobody else on the team. But I'm gonna take the Cowboys as well. Hopefully they do them like they did on Thanksgiving, blow them out the gate. The first 2.5 quarters, and then sit the starters at the end.
Sit everybody. Yeah.
Hopefully that's what they do. Just get it out the way. Just punch them in the mouth. All right, now let's rest, right? So hopefully they do that. Ooh, Bills at the Dolphins.
I'm gonna go with my boy Josh Allen.
Of course you are.
I think Josh Allen and the Bills win.
Buffalo is favored by 3. See, now again with Bradley Chubb being hurt and Phillips getting injured. Oh, well, Phillips was already out for the season. Then Bradley Chubb get out. Like, who's gonna rush Josh Allen now? And then I don't know if Xavier Howard is healthy now because he got injured and caught it off in the Ravens game. So now it's just, man, I want to go with the Dolphins here, but I can't. As much as I want to, I can't because I don't know what they're gonna do on defense. So I'm gonna take the Bills on that one, and once they win this game, the media is gonna be like, "Oh my God, Josh Allen should be MVP."
Well, I don't know about all that, but they should.
Watch him. They love Josh Allen on ESPN like ESPN loves the SEC football.
They do love the SEC, that's for sure.
They did a graphic yesterday before the game, and they had Alabama as the number 1 team, and Michigan was number 3. Yes.
Wow.
It's like, this is what I'm and I'm an Alabama. I like Alabama, so the fact that it's just like, bro, even I see it. Like, come on, man, stop this. Y'all need to get it together. Get off they nuts, man. But yeah, that is the Week 18 predictions. Let's get into NCAA before we leave. As you can see, NCAA championship game, Michigan number 1 taking on the number 2 Washington Huskies. January 8th, 2024, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time on ESPN. Any predictions for this game?
This one's going to be tough, man, because that Michigan defense is legit. And they're playing playing against a high caliber offense in Washington.
Yeah.
I want to see a new team win, like who has not ever, hasn't won it in a long time.
Right.
But it's tough to go. I'm going to go Michigan, man.
I'm taking the MAC champion. ESPN had a graphic with Alabama number 1 yesterday, and they had Michigan at number 3. So somebody messed up there, or they just, nut ride. You know how they do. But yesterday, Washington takes out Texas 37-31. Michael Penix, I got to say that right because his name too similar to it. Michael Penix Jr., 430 yards, 2 touchdowns. I mean, dude was throwing dots all over the field. Michigan take out Alabama 27-20 in overtime. What's up? Did you see the play call in to finish the game for Alabama?
No, I was doing the We're All Watching,
Watching,
so I was getting updates throughout the night.
They get to the red zone, They like on the 5-yard line, 5-yard line, and last play of the game is fourth and goal. You don't even attempt to throw the ball. You just decided, oh, we don't trust our quarterback to throw it. We're just gonna QB draw it in, and it got stuffed.
Oh.
It was crazy. I knew that play was coming because I watch Alabama because I'm an Alabama fan. I told my lady, she was sitting right here, and we had the game on. I said, watch these idiots run a quarterback draw. And she was like, why would they do that from that 3-yard line? Everybody's on the line. And I know Nick Saban. He don't trust his quarterback to throw the ball. He already talked about, the quarterback has already been on record talking about the OC basically told him he sucked at the beginning of the year and he shouldn't play quarterback. So we know they don't trust him, even though he done showed that he can get the job done and get them to where they are now. I said, man, he don't trust his quarterback. He's going to run the ball with the quarterback. Sure enough, low snap, ran right up the middle. And I said, I shouldn't be able to call this from my garage watching the TV. I should not be able to, I should not be able to say, oh, this is the play they about to run, and then they run it. I'm not a coordinator. I'm not a scout.
Yeah, that's bad. That was bad.
So, for me, yeah, I was mad. I was mad at that. But I was like, whatever. The two teams that y'all skipped Florida State for took L's. Yes, Florida State lost 6-3. Georgia played their players. Florida State set 22 of them.
Bruh.
And I believe it's 11 on offense and it's 11 on defense. So you do the math. That's all.
Yeah, I still think Texas, I think Texas probably should have been the one that had been left out, if anything. But I still think
Texas beat Alabama.
They played a very close game, and they almost could have won that game.
Yeah.
So I'll say this, that regardless of the selections and who got left out and this and that, both games were close. Both games came down to the wire. So it kind of makes their picks look a little bit credible. But at the end of the day, there's still an argument on who should have went in and who should have went out.
Yeah, two great games, but it could have been a great game anyway. You talking about a power, one of the top defenses in the nation in Florida State. And then, they offense, they struggled the last 2 weeks. But again, you would have had a full month to prepare for this one game. So don't sit here and act like Florida State with Keon Coleman.
I'm not saying that they would have gotten blown out either.
I'm talking to Lamar.
The same thing with Georgia. Georgia too has an argument of not being able to be in it too. So,
Georgia lost one game in 2 years, 2.5 years.
Yeah.
Like,
I think if any team has to gripe to me is Georgia. I think they got screwed royally. Big time.
You had an undefeated team. You don't skip an undefeated team with two freaking teams with a loss.
Bruh.
That never happened before. And they are Power 5 conference.
You probably should have went Florida State and Georgia. But then there's the argument of, Alabama won the SEC. They should be in it. So
yeah, like
I think it's good that they're expanding.
Yeah, the Georgia loss was just horrible timing for them. But Florida State didn't lose, though. They didn't lose at all. But it's whatever. I still got people.
With the expansion now, we'll get 8 teams now. There's going to still be argument about teams not being in or out. But I think if there was 8 teams this year, we wouldn't have this whole mess.
With Florida State losing so many players to the draft now, we'll see. They did pretty good. They did pretty great with the scouting. But I don't know how fast they're going to, be able to just come up and match what we had this year with Keon Coleman's and Wilson's and all. Like, that's a lot, man, that they're losing, especially on offense. They're losing a lot on offense. So we'll see. We'll see, man. Hopefully some of them players make it to the Cowboys. That's all I'm gonna say on that one. give me the Keon Coleman's and give me the Trey Bensons, especially with the way Tony Pollard is looking this year. Give me Trey Benson all day. But you said you got Michigan winning this game, right?
I have Michigan, yeah.
I'm gonna take Michael Penix. I gotta say that slowly because I really don't like his name. I gotta take Michael Jr. Let me just say Michael P. Jr. I'm gonna take Washington. I think he's gonna dot them up like he did Texas yesterday. So you say you got the QB with 17 vowels in his name transfer. That's facts. Whatever his name long as hell. But whatever.
From Oregon State.
Yeah. So we got that. And they I think they got another transfer as well. And they that scouting has been real good for them this year. So we'll see what they do. But that is the show for today. Appreciate y'all coming through. Happy holidays. Happy New Year.
Yes, sir.
2024. All my people on YouTube, thank you for coming through. Like the video. All my people on Twitch that always come through, much love to y'all. Make sure you follow Tony and get the tables on Twitch and Twitter. Make sure you follow Homie the Clown is your...
Yeah, Homie the Clown 24.
Okay. I didn't want to say it wrong. So Homie the Clown 24 is, make sure you follow him. That's the, personal streaming page and the Twitter as well. Dopecontent.com. Make sure you tapped in. Last year was a good year. If you're on the YouTube, I posted a couple of shorts from the Dez Bryant event that we did this past Saturday. So we got to meet Alicia Baumgartner, the champ, the boxing champ who's been talking noise with the other boxing champ, Clarissa Shields. We got to meet Clarissa Shields as well. Clarissa didn't want no parts of... She saw Alicia on stage and she was like, nope, I'm gone. And left. So she got ghosts. Who else was? There was a lot of people that popped up out of nowhere, man. Of course, Dez. So me and Dez been talking trash and playing Madden for years, for the last 3 years, and he destroyed me our last game in Madden. Like, he 21 over me. I was like, you got it, bro. I ain't want to finish the game. But so we actually met for the first time at the event, and of course he was talking noise. So I was like, hey man, you got better, Dez. I gotta give it to you. Hey, yeah, LeMat Champion, she the real deal. Like, she has Detroit written all over her, just from the way she dressed and everything. Like, I was like, yeah, this is definitely Detroit. Like, she reminded. I felt like I was watching BMF, the Mafia with Big Meech and all them when I was looking at her, bro. But she's a beautiful woman in person, man. I know a lot of people like to say she look rough, and yeah, nah, she's a beautiful woman in person. I was like, okay, Clarissa, you know what I'm saying? But I got some stuff that we're gonna post on the website. We're just getting all because we got a lot of video and content from that. We're just trying to get it all together and sort through it, and I'm just posting like bits and pieces on Facebook, YouTube, the YouTube's community page and stuff. If you haven't watched the interview with Melina, WWE legend Melina, go check it out on YouTube as well. Melina is like the nicest person probably ever. It's probably one of the nicest persons I ever talked to as far as the interview. And I had like a hard hour that we had, so I rushed the last 3 questions, and I still didn't get everything I wanted to get. But what's crazy is we talked for like 30 minutes afterwards. So I have like an extra 30 minutes of just us talking about stuff that I'm gonna post clips of it for the YouTube members. You have to be a YouTube member because I'm not posting the extra stuff, for everybody. You have to be a YouTube member. We have memberships. It's like $2 a month for one, or $3 a month for one. Then it's like a higher up, it's $5, $10. It's different prices. So it's not like Twitch where you just stuck to one price. It's different prices that you can do. So even if you want to do the $3 a month, we gladly appreciate it. And you'll be able to see exclusive stuff from interviews from now on. That's where it's going to be on the YouTube's what is it called? Not the communities page, but the exclusives. I don't know what page they call it on YouTube. But become a YouTube member. The cheapest one is $3 a month, and you'll be able to see these exclusive parts that you don't see with everybody else. So shout out to y'all for that. I'm working on securing some more interviews. Oh, Tony, in February,
yes, sir.
Melina's Federation, I forgot what she called it, UWW. Yeah, UWW. I think it's United Women's Wrestling. Her and Alicia Fox has a federation. They're going to be in San Antonio in February. And,
really?
And she invited me out there. So hopefully if she remembers, I told her that I have somebody else out there in San Antonio that might be interested in coming as well. And we could go to the thing together. She'll send us both for pass. So
yeah, that'd be awesome.
Hopefully she remembers. Hopefully she remembers.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Yeah. So, but she said, she invited me, and that's part of the exclusive stuff that we talked about after after we ended the stream. He said Tony hates women's wrestling. Hey, if he gets to go for free, he gets to meet Melina and Alicia Fox and Victoria and all that. I think he'll be just fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and he ain't got to go far. It's right there in San Antonio too. I'm the one doing the driving.
Yeah, for sure, man.
So, stay tuned for that. Some of the Dez Bryant stuff that we did, I'm gonna post some on YouTube and some's gonna be on the exclusive as well. And again, dopecontent.com has pretty much all of it, all the photos from these events, all of that stuff. So y'all need to stay tapped in, man. I'm trying to lock in some more interviews. We got Sami Callihan bringing his Pro Wrestle Revolver back down here in February as well. So I'm gonna try to lock in. Elias is making his Pro Wrestle Revolver debut.
I saw that.
Yeah, so and then they already got Grizzly Young veterans that's been wrestling with them. Sami Callihan gets a lot of people. Pretty much if they're in Impact, Sami Callihan is gonna get them on.
Yep.
Yeah, so yeah, man, y'all just stay tapped in, man. I'm trying to tell you, we had a good year last year, and this year is looking like it's gonna be even better. And that's the momentum I'm trying to keep. So yeah, we getting there. Shout out to y'all. And until next time, you got anything you want to promote?
No, that's it, man. I hope to see y'all by this week. We'll be live tonight. If you guys want to hang out, watch some NXT. But
okay, nice.
Appreciate being on here. It's been a fun year.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to 2024 with all we talk about. And hope you guys have a great week, the rest of your week. And I appreciate Dope having me on.
Yeah, so you missed our top fives. I'll show them real quick for you, LeMay, since you here live. Hold on, let me go back to that. So you can see here. We have these are top five. Tony had the Lions, Browns, Cowboys, 49ers, Ravens. I had the Chiefs, Cowboys, Browns, 49ers, Ravens. But feel free to go back and rewatch and like the video on YouTube if you want to do that as well. Because it helps the video on YouTube. So those are our top five. I'm going to leave it up for 5 more seconds. So if you want to screenshot it and talk noise to one of us or whatever, if we get it wrong, just let us know. LeMay, appreciate you joining, man. And everybody else, man, Happy New Year. Much love to y'all. Brad Allen. Get out of here, man. Happy New Year to everybody, man. Much love to y'all. Let's make this year a good one.
Peace out, y'all.
Head first. Go head first and do your
yeah.
thing. And, hey, people gonna tell you no. Oh, well, keep going. That's all I'm gonna tell you. So
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Until next time, y'all be safe, man. We are out.
Later, y'all.
Yeah. Acknowledge me.
What? Mrs. Dope Content is in the building. What? She don't never watch my shows anymore, cuz. Look at her in the building. Mrs. Dope in the building.
Yeah.
You know we gotta acknowledge her too, so let's go ahead and do it.
Acknowledge me.
Get out of here, babe.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was just finna log off. Now you said something. Now I'm finna talk some more. See? Don't say nothing else, babe. All right, I'm going. All right. Y'all be safe, man. Have a good one. I didn't have nothing extra for y'all today like I normally do. My bad, y'all. We starting off the year, you know. I'm chilling this year.